Hello arty people! Today I'm back with another miniature craft. This time we're going to try weaving. I'm sure I did a bit of weaving when I was at school, but that was a long time ago now, so I will be figuring out how to do this as I go. If you haven't seen my first miniature crafts video, I had a go at miniature knitting. I will link that here. If you have an idea for what craft I should try next in miniature, let me know in the comments below. On with the making! Okay, for my miniature weaving, I'm going to be using a cardboard loom. I'm going to be using this card, which is Amazon packaging. It's actually my favourite card to work with, as it's easy to cut but still pretty sturdy, and it doesn't peel into layers very easily. And it's free, if you ignore the money you spent on the Amazon purchase. So I've cut a little rectangle, and next I'm going to cut little slits into two sides of the card. I'm doing them roughly 1mm apart. So next I need to warp my loom, which is the technical term I've learnt. I'm using white sewing thread. I'm starting in one corner and putting the thread through the first slit, then down to the opposite slit. Then it needs to come across through the next slit. I found the best way to do this is to have a bit of excess which can be pulled through after, as when I tried wrapping the thread closely around the little tab, it just bent it. Hopefully you can see what I mean. So then I'm going to do that all the way across the card. And then I'm going to stick the ends of the thread to the back of the card with masking tape. So now I need to pick my thread colours for weaving. I'm happy to have a project to use some of the thread scraps which I save in this tray. So I'm starting with purple, which I've threaded on a needle. Then I just need to go over, under, across the loom. And then make sure that the thread is pushed down. Then I can go back the other way. I just need to be careful not to pull the thread too tightly, otherwise the weaving will start to get skinny in the middle. This is quite a relaxing craft. It's pretty easy, and the only things I have to worry about are making sure the needle doesn't go through the white thread, it needs to go over or under, and not pulling too tightly. And this main part isn't too fiddly, unlike miniature knitting. Okay, so I've done 2 colours and I must say, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm going to go away and keep adding to this and I'll be back with my progress. Guys, I think I have a new favourite craft. Check this out. It looks legit. Ignore those loose ends. I'll deal with those at the end. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish those last rows. Look at that. It's so neat and it feels really smooth. I love it. To finish this off, I think it needs a little something, like miniature tassels. So I've cut this little piece of card to wrap the thread around to make the tassels. I'm going to wrap them 12 times, which is why I've written a little 12 in case I forget. So I'm wrapping it around. And then I need to get a piece of thread under the bundle of threads and tie it in a knot really tightly. Then I need to slide the threads off the card. I cut it on a slant to make this easier for myself. Next, I'm going to snip the threads. My scissors just about fit in the loops. Then I'm going to tie a piece of thread around the middle to get the classic tassel look. This bit is fiddly. I find it helps to have most of the knot made already before sliding it over the tassel. And then I'm going to sew the ends of this piece of thread into the tassel to keep it neat. And then I can trim the ends. How cute is that? Now I'm going to start getting the weaving off the card and attach the tassels. I think with regular size weaving you can just cut and tie the loops at the bottom, but at this scale there's no way that will be possible, which is why I'm adding tassels to finish it off. So I've got all 6 tassels attached, and now I can take the rest of the weaving off the card. I'm going to peel off the tape and use my needle to get the loops off the card. I want to hang the weaving on the equivalent of a wooden dowel, so I'm taking a cocktail stick and squeezing it through the loops. There, I've trimmed the ends of the cocktail stick and attached a bit of white thread so the weaving can be hung. Guys, I am really happy with how this turned out. I think it could be a new direction for me. If you hear of any jobs for a miniature weaver, let me know. I definitely preferred this over miniature knitting. It was way less fiddly and therefore much more enjoyable. I now just want to fill a tiny room with tiny woven wall hangings. Let me know what you thought of this project and feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, bye!